our last night here in French Polynesia. We hope you hear me over the wind. We've been here, give me 90 days tomorrow, I guess. Visa's up. Now we've got to head out there. Big offshore passage to Tonga. So we're leaving here tomorrow. And we're going to be going offshore for about 11 or 12 days. And we are a little bit nervous about this one. Been looking at the weather closely, and it's not all plain sailing in decent normal trades out there. There's been really strong winds out there on the high pressure. We've had 40 plus knots, you know, out there somewhere for days and days. So I'm a little bit nervous about this little passage. Not a little passage, big passage.
Yeah, I'm here. Try not to show my boxes. French Polynesia's been amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been lovely here.
I'm sure Tonga will be nice.
Yeah.
And I'm sure New Zealand will be nice. The only thing I'm not looking forward to New Zealand is not being able to swim in the sea. We can go in the sea, but it's about 14 degrees or 11 degrees on the bottom.
Yeah.
Really, it's cold.
And it's full of sharks down there as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Great whites down there. Well, they're everywhere, but I think there's more sharks down there than here. Is that true? It's our last. I feel quite sad, really. Our last evening here. Loved it here, but it's time to move on to new things.
We are doing a passage from Ratia in the Society Islands of French Polynesia to Tonga, and this is where we are on the great scheme of things, right in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, getting close to New Zealand.
Yeah, look at that.
This is where we are at the moment. We are anchored about by here really.
Yes, where we
We're going to motor down there, motor that, and then we're out into the open ocean. This passage is pretty easy really. It's west with a little bit of south in it. There are some low patches and little like atolls and islands to, you know, miss on the way, but other than that, you know, there's like little things we can, you know, be careful of. Like there, I think that's a 9, look at that, 9 meters reef surrounded by thousands and thousands of meters. So weird. So we're gonna have to be careful of what we're doing, and we're basically going into the top islands, because Tonga's split into 3 islands. You got the top, the middle, and then the bottom.
Oh, that's like a TV show. Top, middle, or bottom.
So we're going to the top, and we are going over the top of this island north, and then going into here, into this basin here, and this is where the town is, and the customs dock is right there. So we'll be putting on the customs dock and dealing with all that.
How many miles is it in total?
I haven't said, have I?
No.
It's 1,292 nautical miles. And now the weather.
Okay, for the weather,
So we're going from there.
we've got high pressure here, going from there, get my finger out the way, over to Tonga, and it's generally high pressure is turning in the southern hemisphere here anti-clockwise, so we generally got a easterly airflow or southeasterly airflow with us, hopefully all the way. General trade winds. We'll just go through some of the dates. We can only get reliable weather up to about a week, and then we'll be relying on other people to give us weather from land.
We'll go a day at a time, just tomorrow.
Just general, do you want to do a little click to give them a general wind? Yeah, 14, 15 knots. I think gusts are around 20, low 20s every day, running in from the east. This is Friday, we're leaving today's Wednesday, this is Friday. 14 knots, looking pretty good. Again, this is Saturday, good, easterlies. And then things start to get a little bit tasty as this high moves out the way and gets replaced by a different high pressure coming in from the west. Things might get a bit tasty. This is Tuesday next week. It's not too bad, is it?
Week into our trip, and then
Yeah.
the weather's obsolete at this point. We're going there. If we get this, could produce allegedly strong winds, but
42 knots on there. If that does come in and spread up and gets really bad, we'll obviously try and get out of the way of it, but generally an easterly airflow going on here for the passage should be good, shouldn't it?
Yes.
Real good. Sad, isn't it, to be leaving?
Really sad.
It's sad. It's absolutely paradise on earth here.
It's about 1.5 years after we set off on this passage, and something we always regret is not staying in French Polynesia longer than 3 months.
Yeah.
But we didn't do our homework properly, did we?
No, we could have got a 6-month visa to stay there 6 months, because there's so many amazing, beautiful places and islands to visit there, and we only got 3 months visa, and it went by just like that, so fast. And by the end of it, we were like, we got to leave. And once you leave French Polynesia, because we're sailing from east to west, we're never going to be able to go back unless we sail around the world again, kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's almost impossible. Well, it's not impossible. You can get to French Polynesia, but you're sailing upwind, and we would have loved to have explored some of the atolls.
Yeah.
Or the outer atolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never mind. Maybe next time.
Around the world next time.
Just over an hour in now, we've still got no wind at all. Excuse my nakedness. We've tried. We've got a gap in the island there. We think wind might be falling in between the gaps, so we pushed over a bit more with this way. So we're going a little bit west with a little bit of north in it, just trying to pick up some of this wind. There are signs of a little bit trickling in now and again. We've got 4 to 5 knots, 6 knots there. Not the start we wanted, is it? Thought we'd have good wind out here.
Yeah. When I was doing some research about sailing from French Polynesia to Tonga, I heard quite a few stories of people getting hit by some pretty nasty weather. I'm not sure what it is about that area west of French Polynesia. It seems to get, the trade winds are a bit more unstable, and I've heard stories of bad weather, cold fronts, and people actually getting demasted on that passage.
Sailing now, on our way, I think. Fingers crossed. Give you some information on this passage. We packed the fridge full, and we only got a small fridge, 3-degree fridge. We've got 4 days worth of meat, and we've got a 100-litre water tank which is full, and we got barrels here, so we got about 200 litres of water in total, and it's all rainwater. There's no processed water, because we had so much rain back on the island there. We just collected it all from the sky, so we're actually drinking rainwater on this trip, which is beautiful. And for 12 days we normally drink about 5 litres a day only, so work that out as 40 days.
2 hours in, and we have 15 to 20 knots of wind, 5.6 knots speed over grand. Absolutely fantastic sailing conditions. We couldn't have asked for a better start to this offshore passage.
It's getting near tea time as well. Look at the smile on my face. Moving away from the islands, there's Bora Bora, and you can just about see the island we've come from 22 miles away. It's that far away already. It's crazy. This journey is well underway.
All these goodies. Massive bag of sausages, some chicken in there, and some mincemeat. back in the day when we did this passage, we only, can you believe this, we only had a very, very small little chest fridge, didn't we?
Tiny, like
Tiny
20
little,
litres.
yeah, we could only fit about 4 days worth of food in there before we ran out of food. And we only had lead acid batteries, so at night the fridge used to just turn itself off because we were running out of power. So we only had limited amount of fresh meat, and because we're absolutely meat carnivore lovers, we only had a small amount before we had to start fishing and getting some protein in our bodies, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the fridge was so rubbish. I mean, it would switch itself off at 3 o'clock in the morning. By 8 o'clock, when the sun would come back up, the fridge would be about 10, 15 degrees, and the meat we put in there, we could fit like 6 days of meat in there, but after 4 days we found the meat was going rotten and stinking, so we had to chuck it overboard.
We didn't eat it.
It was such a waste.
Bangers and mash, the gravy, done. And gravy all over the seats, done. Is it nice?
It's wrap we should be eating outside, I think.
Yeah. It's a bit too choppy.
It is. Yeah,
Keep your gravy in your bowl.
delicious. Adam spilled because he got more gravy than me.
There's spare gravy in the pan for you.
Oh, we've got seawater coming in now. Delicious.
Yeah. Well, I put the camera down, otherwise I'm gonna spill gravy all over my lap. So all day we've been running on a single reef main, and we decided to put another reef in there. So it's got 2 reefs in the mainsail now, just for tonight to save us. If we have to go up on deck tonight, it'll be an absolute nightmare. The wind is set to be 15 to 19 knots continuous, but if we get a squall, we'd have to sort out the main in the middle of the night. So I think it's a good idea to put a second reef in now and run that tonight, and in the morning then we can shake it out.
Yeah, sun's going down on the first day. We've had a tricky start leaving the island, but now it's getting nice, and if it gets any more rougher we will be wearing life jackets, because we're not wearing any at the moment because it's not that bad conditions. So if it does get any worse, about 20 knots, we'll wear life jackets.
Yeah.
But it's not at the moment.
I forgot to put mine on actually, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
When are you going to wear them?
Yeah, I'll start wearing them in a day, yeah.
The first couple of nights when we are sailing offshore, we're always, me particularly, I'm always particularly nervous because I always express my thoughts and feelings on camera and say how nervous I am. But when we first started sailing, one of the biggest challenges we done was overnight passages, because it is terrifying. You can hear the wind, you can hear the waves, but you can't see anything, and it's just crazy.
$8 PM in the evening, got a steady 20 knots of wind out there now from the stern, nearly from the stern, and we're doing 6.5 to 7.5 knots. Yeah, I just seen it, absolutely flying. There's quite a bit more wind than predicted. Quite thankful now that we put in 2 reefs in the main. So we certainly would have been too much sail up with 1 reef in the main. What we always pretty much do every evening before it gets dark is, if we haven't already, stick a reef or 2 in the mainsail. Because the last thing you want to be doing at night, if the wind picks up, if you get a squall at night, you don't want to be going forward in the pitch black on a rolling boat putting reefs in the mainsail. Yes, it does, if the wind doesn't pick up, it's going to slow your speed down, but if you're doing a big offshore passage, losing a bit of speed overnight, nothing out of my book. I don't mind slowing down.
No, it's all about being safe as possible and reducing the risk of injury, because you can imagine on deck at night, even though you've got a harness in, you can slip over and injure yourself or fall over the side, and then that, even if you had a harness on, you fell over the side, you'd be half over the side. If you were unconscious, it'd be incredibly difficult to get back up. So it's all about minimizing that risk.
You can hear birds in the background. It's Luke playing. It's Luke playing a game on his phone.
There's not birds out to sea.
He's playing a bird game because he's addicted to birds and stuff like that.
No, I'm not.
He loves bird watching.
It's ridiculous to say that. The batteries are low though, aren't they?
The batteries are a bit low.
I don't know why.
No.
It's 8 o'clock in the evening and they're at 12.3.
Bad, isn't it?
It's weird, isn't it? Don't know what's happening there.
Yeah.
At least 12.7, 12.6.
It's terrible.
I don't know what's going on with them.
Good morning. 6:30 in the morning. Just woke up. Sun's out. Blue sky. Looks like it's going to be a good day. I'm going to pull some reefs up the main today. Going dead downwind now. Only managing about 4 knots, so I think we need a bit more canvas up.
Really rocky though, isn't it?
Yeah. The only problem with going directly downwind is the boat rolls from side to side and it never stops.
It's been rough all night.
It's really choppy out here.
It's going to do a piece to camera. It's going to sit out here eating some toast and drinking some tea with the sun behind me. Nice and peaceful. It didn't turn out that way though. My tea went everywhere, soaking my toast, so I had to chuck one piece of toast away. Managed to eat one piece, and it wasn't comfortable. Not all sailing's lovely.
Gotta go. It's absolutely friggin' huge. I think we've got ourselves a giant tuna! Never had anything do this to a rod before. I don't know how we're gonna get this in. Oh my god!
It's going to break the rod, isn't it? Do you want me to slow the boat down? Get the genoa in.
Yeah, it would help if you swirl the genoa, I think. Snap the reel clean off.
Broken the welds. It's just it's too big.
It's big tuna. That'll do.
Bringing in by hand, Ed.
Yeah.
But, I've got gloves on. Yeah, I don't know.
Snapped. Got away. It's just huge.
What line is that?
I'm not sure. I got it downstairs. I think it's like £50 line or something.
No way of getting it in. It broke the rod.
Yeah. Well, the gears are in bits. Oh well. They've been too big for us.
Massive, yeah. Probably a massive tuna. It could have been a swordfish or something.
Yeah, something big. It wasn't a mahi. It was something huge. Some giant fish. Don't know what it was. Absolutely mullered my reel. Even though my reel wasn't really an offshore fishing reel, it just totally destroyed it and sapped the line and just took everything with it. It seems to be in that part of the world, west of French Polynesia and all around these waters, there seems to be massive, huge fish. I think they're like marlin, swordfish and sailfish. Like, the lures I'm using are only that big, but if one of them grabs your line, doesn't matter what gear you got, on especially
snaps the line.
It just takes it and snaps and destroys everything. Huge fish around here.
It's not the first time it's happened. It's the first time we actually got it on camera.
Yeah.
And the footage you see for when the rod actually starts moving, we're actually taking footage underneath the solar panel just of Atlas sailing for like a 20-minute constant sailing thing, and it managed to, unbelievably, we were filming that and it picked up the rod going at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like pure coincidence.
Update to weather.
Got weather review.
A gale text, yeah.
Okay.
Update to weather shows likely to have 30 to 33 knot gusts Wednesday to Thursday, 3 to 4 metre wave. That's next Wednesday, Thursday.
Is it? 30 to 34.
It's a week away.
4 metre seas.
Yeah. Big name.
Since we left the UK more than 2.5 years ago, the only communication and offshore weather reporting we had was our Garmin InReach Mini, where you could get basic weather for the area around you, where you had to pick the areas around you to get weather and try and build a picture yourself. Or what we did rely on was friends at home texting us weather on the Garmin. So that's what we used mostly, just text message. We had no visualization at all. So when it comes to weather, we sort of knew what was going on, but we didn't at the same time because we couldn't actually see what was happening.
Seeing is believing, isn't it, rather than looking at a text message. Just having a spot of lunch. Had some ham left of the baguette.
And now you're eating dog biscuits.
And I'm eating these dry biscuits, offshore biscuits.
Because nobody eats them.
Nobody eats them. It's true.
Just had an update on the weather via the Garmin. One of our, as another message comes in, perfect timing. Next 24 hours, we're looking at a 2 metre swell from the side, so it's going to continue rocking quite a bit. And 15 to 20 knots directly from the east, 85 to 95 degrees, so that's right up our bottom.
Jacksy.
You can't say that. So looking good. We're going to keep the sail set up. We've got a full mainsail and 3/4 of a Genoa on the starboard side. Adam's also going to put up the storm or stay sail just to try and steady us a bit. Adam always interrupts me.
No, I do not.
What are you doing?
Where's the paracetamol?
In there. Early.
Yeah, not very well.
I was doing neppy checks this morning. I was a little bit disappointed, to be honest. I can't believe it. Don't know if you can see underneath that rivet right there, there's a little crack. A little crack in the same place we had it last time, and we've just renewed this in Panama, so it hasn't done many miles. There must be some sort of issue. I can't understand why it's cracked in that place there, because there's no strain on the mechanism. All it's used to is only used to turn the air paddle at the top. I mean, it doesn't rock back and forth or anything, but there's something going on with our Neptune wind vane. There's something wrong with it, so we got a spare aluminium one in case it fails altogether. I don't see it failing, to be honest. I think it'll probably last another year and it'll get more and more cracks in it, but it shouldn't be cracking at all. It's disappointing. We are 900 miles away from Tonga and we're relying on that. Oh, it's just I'm not saying anymore, it's just disappointing. The last time we had a crack in it is when we were just about to set off across the Pacific Ocean in Panama. We noticed a crack in the cog and we were delayed going across the Pacific Ocean for about 3 weeks as we waited for a new cog to come from the United Kingdom. And then 6 months down the line, oh no, not even 6 months,
no,
4 months down the line, we noticed a crack in the cog again. And the cog is made out of sort of like dark-on plastic, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
And what we think is happening is it's heating up in the daytime and then cooling down at night, and doing that repeatedly, and it's developing cracks in it. But it's more than 2 years since we made that passage now, and we're sitting on this grass with beautiful Atlas behind us, and we've got the same cog on there. It's got a couple more cracks in there. It's got about 5 cracks in the cog now, but it's still working beautifully. And we've got a spare cog that we got made out of aluminium in Panama on board. So if that one breaks offshore, we can change it over. The colour on the water makes you want to go swimming in there. It makes me want to go swimming, but we're going too fast. There's a good wave.
Starting to get over my illness now. Starting to recover. It's another good thing. Gonna get the fishing rod. Fishing gear back in the water this morning. So we can get ourselves a mahi for tea. Maybe have some mahi with some rice or mahi pasta and a sauce. That'd be nice.
So today was going to be a different day because we had the last 2 days we've been having reports that tomorrow we might be having 30 to 35 knots. However, it's not the case anymore. We're going to have 20 to 25 knots. Still a nice brisk wind, but today we were going to spend the day preparing the boat in case we had 30 to 35 knots, and I'll explain why. I've drawn a little diagram anyway. I don't think I'm mad. We started here in the this island, Sicily, French Polynesia, right? And then we're traveling across here to Tonga. We've got 2 high pressure systems, one we're on the edge of a high pressure system right now. Bearing in mind the high pressure systems in the southern hemisphere go the opposite way, and in the northern hemisphere they would go around clockwise, but then they're going around anti-clockwise. What is happening, right? We've been traveling down at the top of this high pressure system, which has been giving us beautiful easterly winds pushing us down here, but as we're getting towards the end here, what's happening, we've got a high pressure system here that is bumping. It was bumping this high pressure system out of the way, so it's moving in to replace this one. What was originally happened, this high pressure system was being a little bit stubborn, and this was bumping in against this one and causing the isobars to
tighten on this leading edge, which was going to bring 35 knots of southerly winds as we cross from this high pressure through very little wind, which we're in now because we've got the spinner cut up, into this high pressure system, which is turning up tomorrow morning. But because this one is fading or lacking with power and is moving out the way quicker, it's not going to bring such bad winds. But when we were looking at this model before we left, some of the models are saying 46 knots, and we were like, should we leave? But we were going to go north. Yesterday they were saying, no, 2 days ago they were saying 35 knots. Yesterday they were saying 30 knots max, and then today for tomorrow morning at about 9 o'clock they're saying 25 knot max. So we'll see what happens. Normally the weather is really accurate, like less than 24 hours, so we should have about 25 knots. Still be in decent sailing. But tonight, because the wind overnight is going to go from about 10 knots to 25 knots, it's going to be a slow night because we're not going to fly the spinnaker at night, and we're just going to have the normal sails up. Hopefully that'll explain that. I can explain that nicely, haven't I?
Yeah, that's how I would have explained it. Yeah, it makes perfect sense to me anyway. I can see it, but to people, armchair sailors or people who are watching it, yeah, I think that makes perfect sense. Yeah, well done, Luke. I'm resting today. I'm still recovering from my illness, so I'm chilling out watching some programs on my phone.
This is what he does every day.
I'm being really lazy. We're being attacked by a bird. He keeps coming in, swooping in and firing.
I'm trying to defend the ship from bird spook.
He's buggered off now.
Yeah, that wind is slightly increasing.
Yeah.
I think it's the start of it.
Yeah, I can do it. There he is, there's the bird.
Ready? Just vending the ship. When you're on here, because you're going to poo everywhere. I don't mind otherwise, but it's so big.
Drink as a brown bobby.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, they're big, aren't they? You don't realise how big they are, 2 metre wingspan.
Yeah, it's a very large
they
bird.
land on the solar panel and scrape it all up, like the other one did.
Yeah. And thunderstorm clouds there. Hope they're not coming over here. Still not much wind out there. The swell has picked up, so I think he's on his way. Only a matter of time now before it gets you. Just hope it's not too strong. Wind is coming, ears be numbing, whistling, twisting, rigging is thrumming. Reef down, repeat, stand on your feet or find your seat, 'cause the wind is coming. Waves are growing, surf is throwing white sheets of spray, they say the waves are coming. We lay on our backs, looking for cracks, the groan, the grind, hit from behind. Sails are torn to shreds, confined to your beds, being knocked around with bleeding heads. I touch my face, I'm still in my place. Quite fun sitting up here watching this in the middle of the day, looking at the waves, getting some cool shots of the GoPro and that. But and the sun goes down, and it gets pitch black and the wind starts howling and the boat's being picked up and thrown around, then it's not fun anymore. It's a completely different story. Everything is so much scarier in the dark when you can't see what's going on but you can hear it. It's like your hearing is so much better at night because you can't see. And then when you're laying in your bunk and you're trying to get some sleep, and you can just hear the waves outside crashing. It's not a nice feeling, but you're super glad to be inside in your bunk, knowing you're in a really strong, capable yacht. That does give me some comfort. I just want to talk about why we chose Atlas as our round the world, well, we didn't know it was going to be a round the world cruise boat, did we, at the time? But why we chose Atlas in the first place, because on this passage we hit some bad weather. It's always nice to know, it's always nice to have the feeling that we're in a good, strong, solid boat. Yes, she's an old boat. She's like 46 years old now. She only weighs 5.5 ton, which is pretty heavy for a 34-foot boat. She's got a rudder that's held on with a skeg, supported with a skeg. She's got a total encapsulated keel, so the keel's not going to fall off, because that's Luke's number one fear, is the keel falling off on the boat. And she's solid fiberglass. Her deck is solid fiberglass. Her coach roof is solid fiberglass. There's not one bit of balsa core in her. She's a very strong, sturdy, good sailboat. And when we're in any kinds of seas for long periods of time, we as the crew will run out of steam and wither and die before Atlas even skips a beat, because she's such a good boat.
To be honest, most of our wind has been between 20 and 25 knots. I have seen 30 knots, but hopefully it doesn't continue to get any worse. Just been chatting to Adam. I said, "Are you nervous or scared?" He said, "No." I said, if this was 2 years ago, we'd be absolutely terrified now, because we're in strong winds, we've got 4-meter seas, and we're hundreds of miles away from any land. The trust in the boat is the most important thing to both of us right now. Trusting in Atlas to keep us safe. As long as we make all the right moves and set the sails up, don't have too much sail running, and don't overburden her or push her too hard, she should keep us safe for the duration of these strong winds.
24 hours later, the wind abated to about 10 to 15 knots, so we decided to get the twin head sails out.
But twin head sails made it much more steadier on the boat. With just the Genoa alone, it's rocking the boat because it's pushing the wind on one side, but this is stabilizing it out. And it's another fantastic day out on the open ocean.
What we decided to do, I think it's safe to do, is set up a running backstay. Basically, I'm going to take the halyard for the mainsail and bring it back and tie it onto one of the cleats at the back, because what's happening is we got all the weight going forward on top of the mast. Because we're running the twin head sails, it can possibly cause the mast to pump or to be sort of bent forward at the top, because all the weight's at the front of the boat, pulling the boat forward. So I'm going to be putting the halyard back here to have like a second backstay, like a running backstay, to help prevent any unwanted pumping or bending of the mast.
Where shall I put it, Ed? Normally goes on there, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll put it back here because the solar arch is in the way. I'll have to go here.
Right, yes, true enough. And then what Adam will do now, he's just going to tighten it on the mast, give it a couple of turns on the winch, not too much, just a little bit. Good. Thing which is quite tight, just a little bit of extra support just in case, you know, if this fails, if it fails, then we got that for a backup. So yeah, it's just for safety really.
Not really a massive issue because we're not cutter rigged. You'd only have running backstay if the staysail wire was halfway up the mast, so it can cause pumping. But we got more like a slutter rig, because our stay goes really far up to the top. But as Luke said, just to prevent anything happening, if our backstay goes, the mast ain't gonna fall down because that's there. Safety first.
As another day draws to an end, we draw to an ending. Again, strong winds, 20 to 25 knots, big seas. So tomorrow it's a little bit calmer because it will be very much appreciated. One week at sea, we just had this big squall roll through. And the wind started pushing in from the east-northeast, making the sea quite messy. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. Today marks a day where the wind will come from the east-southeast all the way to the north, and then to the west, and then back around to the south, and then back around to the east over the next 24 hours. Interesting. Making good progress though. We've got about 568 miles to go. So looking at Monday or Tuesday next week.
The wind started coming around a bit more northerly. We've got to turn into a bit more. Oh, there.
It's making his journey around now.
Over there now. So we're going to come round to over there and over there. Then tonight's going to be on the nose, 10 knots or less. So we're going to be just drifting, pretty much going nowhere. Tomorrow morning we come from back round to the south and then back round to the east again. The full 360. Good afternoon everyone, it is currently 2:30 in the afternoon, Wednesday 4th of October 2023, and we're on passage from French Polynesia all the way to Tonga. This is where we started here, French Polynesia, the Society Islands, right in the middle of the Great Pacific Ocean. There's New Zealand just there, and we're going to Tonga, to this island right there. In the past 24 hours we've covered 120.5 nautical miles with average speed of around 5 knots. In total we've done 759 nautical miles, and we only have about 533 nautical miles to go to the top of the island, and then it's about a 15-mile motor in to the actual main island to customs and immigration. So the weather for the past 24 hours we've had pretty much southeast this way, or east, around between 20 and 30 knots. It's been quite breezy, and at the moment we got northerlies. We have all sorts of weather for the next 24 hours before it goes back to the normal trade winds again. Rain squall has arrived upon us.
The rain squall, is it?
Yeah. Just want to make tea as well. Spaghetti bolognese kind of thing with ham. Quite a lot of rain around. It's got really dark. It's only 5 o'clock in the evening. It's quite pretty dark out there. There's a bit of wind in it now. Gusty. I'm keeping an eye on the fort out here. It's cooking. Okay.
Change direction, is it?
Neppy.
Okay, yeah, it's fine.
If not, I'll just fill the Genoa.
So Neppy will do it. How much wind is it? 20 knots?
25.
Yeah, you say it's a lot. Can't see out. Can't see the sea. Oh, there it is.
Whoa. Okay. Okay. Good old 30 knots. Okay.
Side decks under the water.
Down with it in a bit.
Why?
This is too much flapping.
This is a cooking tea. Oh, there it goes. Okay, we need to get sail out. What speed have we got?
5 knots.
No, the wind speed.
30 gusts then. 30 gusts it was. I'll let it. I'll pull down with it a bit. Whew.
You get wet though. It's really weird, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's a lot of rain over there. I don't have to get wet. Just had 35 knots. That's the most ever we've had a violent squall. Terrible.
Doesn't last too long. He's dragging his heels. Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know where that's coming from, I don't understand.
Turn the right we have, but east basically.
Okay.
Crazy, isn't it?
What is it now?
30.
Going around in a circle, I think.
Sorry?
We're going around in a circle.
Yeah, we are.
Where are we going now?
36 degrees.
North. The rain's coming in. You're colder, do you want to get in?
Stay on the helm. Before this event we had around 20 knots from the north, and now we've got nearly gale conditions from the south, which is causing waves from 2 different directions to collide. This is known as a crossy, which is very uncomfortable and can be dangerous. Pull down the mainsail, put Nippy's paddle on, close the door.
Yeah. I think it's easing a bit now. This reminds me of when we were going down to Bermuda with that score line.
Yeah.
We're going east, we should be going west. We've turned around somehow. And we had a northerly wind, 16 knots, and now we got, well, we had up to 35 knot winds, southerly. We've got a southerly wind now and we're going east. How weird is that?
Weird, isn't it?
But we're inside, sheltering, just letting Neppy do the job, because she's done it last time, so she's doing it again. She's just good at doing these sort of jobs. It's about 2 hours later. We've managed to turn around. We're heading east. Of course, we need to go west, so we've managed to turn around. We're just on the main, double reef main. Double reef main, isn't it?
Yeah.
Double reef main. We're being reach. It's blowing 20 knots. We could sail in it, but we could sail in it, couldn't we?
How fast are we going?
3.4 knots.
Oh, no, it kept me going.
Yeah.
What just rated just now?
Yeah, I don't know what to do really.
We can calm down a bit and get the you know that. We were going beam on to it.
Lying the hulls of the waves, weren't we?
Yeah, I did about 3 knots, not just the main, but took one huge wave right over the boat. Boat went right over, literally landed on top of me. So we decided to heave to, using Neppy and double reef main. So we're laying about 60 degrees to the wind now, we're okay now. So if any waves do come over, they'll hit us more on the side of the bow. It's just too dangerous to do what we were doing, sitting there crawling beam onto the seas. It can't last all night, it's just ridiculous, it's not even forecast this.
Northwesterly the forecast,
Yeah.
southerly though.
We think because there's a high pressure being pushed out of the way and then another one coming behind, we think it's being squeezed and there's like a line. You can see it on windy sometimes, a line of really, really strong winds. I think we're stuck in that at the minute. It's only going to pass and move away to our east.
Okay, 9:45 and we've stopped heave to in now, we're sailing again. We've got a little bit behind beam reach. The wind is from, it's not from the south, it's from the southeast. So it went from north to southeast. Very weird in that squall, and hasn't changed back since. I didn't think it was going to. So all the weather forecasts are wrong, but it's calmed down now. We're making progress in the right direction, so hopefully this will be it for the night. During this night, which we thought was just a squall line, was just basically showers of rain with winds getting pushed ahead of the rain was actually, in fact, a cold front. And what a cold front is a warm air mass, and then there's a cold air mass, and the cold air mass comes in and it pushes the warm air mass up and out of the way very quickly of the cold front, because the cold front is stronger. And as the cold front comes in and it's pushing that warm air up and out of the way, it causes winds on the leading edge of it, and that's what we were experiencing, because we had northerlies, and as the cold front moved in coming from the south, we had southerlies, like 30 knots, 33 knots or something like that, wasn't it?
Pretty scary, yeah. And it was completely unforecast. We didn't know what it was at the time.
No, because we only had a Garmin and Garmin text, and it didn't say on the Garmin weather, and nobody told us on the messages, so it was like we didn't know what was going on, and we basically heaved-toed afterwards, because we were laying a hull and we took a big wave over the side and we heaved-toed to make the boat safe for the night. But it lasted until about 12 o'clock at night, so it was about a 6 to 8 hour thing, but then it was okay.
Good morning, everyone. Morning after what happened last night. There was really bad squalls, and then basically a gale for like 5 hours from the south, which wasn't forecast. We just decided to do that, so we heaved to. Got this morning, well, first light this morning, and our VHF aerial's gone, missing off top of the mast. So they've been blown off in those bad conditions, or the birds hit it or landed on it, or whatever's happened has happened. It's not there any longer. Our AIS still seems to be working. It needs the antenna to work, but the cable's still going up the mast and the connection's still up there hanging off. But I don't know how effective the AIS is, because there's no targets around here to see, because we're in the middle of nowhere. That's all the damage there is. Thank goodness. I don't know if you can see up there a little aerial socket hanging down the wire. That's where the aerial was. Now it's gone. Everything else seems okay this morning. Just that, gone. Hope you might see it on deck this morning, but
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
yeah, it looks like fall into the deep water.
Wish we had a big net.
Yeah. Don't think our AIS is working now. No. Oh.
Yeah.
Look, it is what it is, isn't it?
Can't do anything about it.
No.
Deflated this morning, didn't we?
Yeah, we are deflated. Look, we're not going the right direction. Going northwest. The weather's not going to change until tomorrow. Back to easterlies.
Next day. It's nice today. It's nice and sunny. We're plodding along. I can show you. We're plodding along slowly. Not necessarily in the right direction, because we've got to go west-southwest, and we're going northwest. But it's cutting down the miles a little bit. There's nothing else we can do out here. Got just about getting over now, losing the aerial for the AIS. We tested the VHF radio, because we've got a handheld one here, and it works fine, but the AIS does not. So it's a bit weird why the AIS doesn't work, but it doesn't. So we're gonna have to try and get one in Tonga. If we can't get one in, well, we're gonna have to try and get one in Tonga, really. What else can I say?
You're disappointed in yourself.
Yeah, I'm disappointed that it's broken, because we were talking yesterday and we say the most important thing on the boat is the neppy, and then the second most important thing is the AIS, and then it's broken today. I am, yeah, really disappointed, and it's broken. It can be fixed, but when you're out in the sea 500 miles away from land, a little thing like that can really affect the morale of the crew quite severely because you rely on that, and you know, it's keeping your life safe really. But we should be okay out here. We just got to keep extra good watches when we're on watch. All you got to do is, if you see a light, and then you just got to keep an eye on the lights. You won't be able to see which way the light is going. Well, you will, but with the lights, but the navigation lights. But it's not always easy to see.
We just felt very vulnerable at the time, didn't we?
Yeah, I know it's only an AIS aerial, but being out there hundreds of miles away from land, and you rely on this heavily all the time, it just felt absolutely devastating. The morale on board come really down a lot, didn't it?
It did,
It was
yeah.
devastating.
It hit us really bad.
So weird how it affected us like that, but it did.
Yeah, I think it's so important to have some sort of safety like that, especially at night when you're sailing at night. Obviously visibility's gone, it's black, and it's nice to know that shipping, other boats can see you on their radar, and on AIS they can physically see you and know how fast you're going, your course, where you're going, and we can ditto, we can see exactly what they are doing as well. And without that, all they can rely on is their radar and our navigation lights, and it's just scary, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think what we were more concerned about, we were sailing to Tonga, which is not known for infrastructure for marine parts, and we were worried that we wouldn't be able to get the AIS fixed in Tonga, and we'd have to sail from Tonga down to New Zealand, which was a daunting task in itself without our AIS. So we're doing our best now. It's blowing up now, 18 knots. When it blows up, we make a really good course. We're doing west-southwest now. If you have a look on the charts, west-southwest.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, what have you done? Just got the full set of sails up. And reefed the main. You just put me on the spot.
Yeah.
It's shining a really bright light in my eyes.
Just done it. There we go. Face down a bit.
Yeah, we just unreefed the main, so we've got a full main now and a full Genoa, because it's set to be around 10 to 12 knots tonight from the south and then going southeast or south-southeast.
Yeah, I think it's going to be light again.
It's going to be a light night.
It's not light now.
Yeah. Oh. It is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
See what tomorrow brings as
It
well.
can only go as fast as the wind allows.
Exactly, look, exactly. Moving at a steady click to the west. This is sailing. Nice sailing, comfortable, and as the day goes on it should start coming around onto our stern quarter. But maybe we get the spinnaker up, who knows. Yeah. Oh, careful with that. Jesus Christ, look. That's what you like, see. You lack common sense. You do silly things all the time. You do things and then you realise afterwards you think to yourself, why did I do that? Do you?
Because I'm brave, Ed. I'm a brave warrior. Warrior of the sea. That's why. Brave warrior of the sea. When it blows too hard, I just scream and shout. And Ed just stays calm. I panic.
You do, don't you? You just panic like crazy, go mad, and I'm just like, yeah.
I just don't like the heeling out. I don't like the when it blows 34 knots and the boat's half.
Stop doing that.
The boat is half in the water. I just feel a little bit like, my God, it's out of control, and the mast is going to fall down.
Yeah,
Right, ready for that bacon tray now, please.
You're a silly fool, aren't you?
No.
You stop doing that.
What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do then? Oh, for God's sake. It's only meant to be filming for just a little bit of ambient footage.
Don't kill me. Just wanted to show everyone this. This is where we are, the charts. See this little blue area with my fingers in the way. The blue area just there. That's a reef in the middle of absolutely nowhere. I'm going to zoom in on it. Look at that. How crazy is that? It's as shallow as 11 meters in the middle. It's called Antipope. Antipope? I think so. Reef. Turbulent water. This here is an area to be avoided for sure. All around it, it's 4,000, 5,000 meters of water. It's like a big seamount with a reef on top. That's where we are. Our course is west-southwest. Keep an eye on it during the night because we're on the wind vane. The wind changes direction, we'll head for the reef. We don't want to be anywhere near that one. It's also here, I think it's called Capricorn Seamounts area here as well. 227 meters, 410. Not that shallow, but you can imagine it's going to be pretty rough around there with deep water. 6,000-7,000 meters there, 8,000 meters of water around it. All the water's going to be forced up over the seamount. Very big area. It's like 20 by 30 miles wide. Another place to be avoided on the way. That's pretty much it. 357.5 miles to go. One thing I wanted to discuss, well, not really discuss, AIS, because that AIS has been down for like 2 days now. I'm getting AIS anxiety, especially when I'm off watch and trying to sleep, knowing that we can't see a target and they can't see us, and we're relying on ships' watch, other boats' watch and their radar. We got a good radar reflector and we got our nav lights, but when there's a swell running you can't see the nav lights all the time. You can see the top one at the mast, and I get an anxiety when I'm sleeping. I keep waking up and I hear a ship's engine or something like that, and I don't like it. And I'll be so glad to when we get this aerial back and get it up and running again. It's not nice, is it? The two most important things we said for this boat was our wind vane and our AIS for safety. There's been times where we've both been just chilling in the evening down below watching a film. We pop up every 20 minutes, have a look or whatever. There's nothing out here, and AIS goes off, and it's a ship about 10 miles away on course. Not a collision course, but it's within a parameter of getting near us, and we're like, alright, okay, here it is. Make sure we listen to the radio in case he calls us on VHF, or he or she. And it's nice to know that it's off and we can see them, and they've pinged on us, and we're waiting for them to change their course, and they change their course and they go around our stern or around our bow, and I like that because they know we're here. It gives me a nice warm feeling. Later that day the weather was good enough to climb the mast and check out the damage to our antenna. So got my harness on. Luke took me up the mast, and God, I've been at the mast when we're anchored or in harbour, but at sea where you just see, just an amazing experience being up there and looking down and seeing the spinnaker full and the boat sailing along and looking out at the horizon. I swear you can see the slight curvature of the earth on the camera. it's just total surreal experience, and the big swells coming from the sea, and there's nothing but ocean all around you. I remember that. I'll remember that till the day I die, because it was just a beautiful, amazing experience.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Woo! Yeah. It's amazing. No. Okay. Way through, yeah. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's amazing. It's scary. Okay, well, as you can see, all we have left is the cable, and it's snapped. It's snapped off. I can't believe it. Yeah. That goes up there. It snaps. Dear. I don't know whether you can cut this wire off here and put a new joint on there. Don't know. I have to thread a new wire through the mast.
We've had a really good day of sailing today. We've been editing downstairs, Adam stripped the table. A random thing, he didn't plan on doing that. And the wind has been increasing all day. We've got 8 knots and behind. We're flying on this spinnaker, lovely. We just hope tomorrow, that is the key. If we can get good wind or a breeze tomorrow to push us along at 3.5 to 4 knots, we will arrive in Tonga on Tuesday. If not, it'll be Wednesday. No luck on the fishing. Not sure why really. Look at that, flying along, beautiful. Doing 5.4 knots at the moment, absolutely flying along, wonderful. For tea, I think we're going to have pasta and I can't remember. What are we going to have for tea, Ed? Pasta and chili con carne. Oh yeah. Yeah, nice that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful. The table looks better already. And have you seen this? Look how stunning that looks. Beautiful. I'm gonna polish all that up. It's gonna look like a new table.
Yeah, there should be
Adam has assumed the position, normal position.
lacquered by tomorrow and all tidied up and stuff like that.
What are you doing then, Ed?
Making some pancakes. Bought some ready-make pancake mix from Panama.
Or are you attempting to make pancakes?
Yeah, my first one was too thick. It's like goopy.
They're buttermilk complete pancake mix. Oh, you didn't follow the instructions?
No. Meant to do it on a skillet, you know,
No.
platform.
Tastes okay.
6 or 7 pancakes to 1 cup. Too thick.
It's too thick, it's not cooked.
Yeah.
Why are you moving back and forth?
So rolly. It's not even that windy. Finished stripping the table. It's the day after. I started yesterday, now it's the day after. I finished it, stripped it. I've tidied up these brass hinges, which I think look rather spiffy. Look at that, really shiny. I was going to put a couple of layers of lacquer on the table to make it shiny, but we were looking at the table last night while having our tea and think it looks quite nice being rustic, doesn't it, Luke? So I think I'm just going to put teak. What is this? Wood stain, garden wood stain on there, just to keep it rustic and protect it from any, contaminants and things like that, water. So hopefully it will look nice when I'm done. Didn't run out of books, but just other things, and we're getting a little bit antsy because we were getting close to the destination, mind you. So I decided to strip the surface of the table and resurface it. I think it looked pretty good. Absolutely beautiful over here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is at the moment.
What a contrast between sailing in what we've had, 35 knots, squalls, rain, really lumpy, horrible sea, and then you get this sun, fantastic sailing, 10 knots of wind. Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, easy.
Easy is the word. Such a contrast between. I'm just saying that if all sailing was like this, it'd be boring. But if all sailing was gales and bad weather, it'd be horrendous.
Nobody would do it.
No one would do it. But it's a nice mixture. It tells, when you're out for a long time, each day and just creates a whole image in my mind and a picture of the whole journey, and the more I get into it, the more I look back on the days we've had and think, actually that 35 knots in the rain wasn't too bad. Good experience that, I enjoyed that, and feelings of seasickness when it's really rough. At the time it's like, I don't want to be on the boat, it's horrible, but now, yeah, it's made me more of a man.
It adds to the story. It adds to the story.
It does. It's the joy about sailing, it's just the variety of weather. The sea is
Challenges.
Challenges, yeah. It is, isn't it? absolutely blooming flying now. 5.5 knots, just forward of the beam. We should be there by lunchtime tomorrow. What do you reckon, Liv?
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. Can't get better sailing conditions than that.
No.
And look at the sea state. It is so flat. Unbelievable. And the Atlas is in her element, absolutely flying along to her destination. She's hungry for Tonga, just as we are. What an achievement. 1,300 miles offshore, 13 days tomorrow. Amazing.
Just working out some time.
Definitely picked up from this morning. $15 knots. So we are going to actually put a reef in the main early because it's better to reef the main early, and then because you can reef the Genoa very easily. So mark us on how efficient we are at reefing the main. Good. How long did it take? How long did it take? Was it good?
Less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Yes! There's something very special about sailing in this area at the moment, and that is the fact that we're in 8,840 meters depth of water. Can you believe that? That is absolutely insane. It's so deep. Can you imagine what is down there? It's so deep. It must be absolutely pitch black down there. Giant squid and giant sea monsters. And we're right on the surface, being suspended 8,840 meters up in the air. Incredible.
So it's 3:05 and the wind has come around to the south-southeast. It's time to give it a couple of squirts of... What's the saying?
2 squirts of a lamb's tail.
There we go. Off to starboard.
2 squirts to starboard.
Starboard, sir. Should ease off the wind a bit now.
Beautiful sailing conditions, 15 knots.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful. Can't get better than this. Cold.
It's not cold.
It's a little bit cold.
It's definitely cooler than it was in French Polynesia. So we've got to get used to it being in Tonga and then dive in south to New Zealand where it's going to be really chilly. Be wearing hats again and all our gear. It'll be weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have to blow the dust off it all. Roof. That's better, a bit flatter now. Only just as fast. Our last evening and last night on the boat before we reach Tonga tomorrow morning, and it's really windy.
Yeah. 20 knots. It's windy.
And the time's gone forward here, didn't it?
Yeah, we've gone from 12 hours behind the UK to 12 hours in front. So it was Monday today, but it's actually Tuesday. It's so weird.
Lost a whole day in our lives. Really strange.
The way to get it back is by tying on west.
Yeah.
Down to the UK.
Crazy. There it is. As you can see it in the distance over there, about 15 miles away, is the country of Tonga. Woo! Nearly made it. 6:15 in the morning. Fresh breeze. We're nearly there. Brilliant!
Tonga.
Yes!
Pacific going west. Done.
Done!
Yes.
Woo! Yes! Tonga. Mainland Tonga. And what an absolutely amazing sight to see. After being at sea for nearly just shy of 2 weeks, travelled 1,300 miles. Nothing, we haven't seen anything but water, and now I'm just totally memorised by land. And can you smell it?
No.
Can't smell it yet.
As we saw Tonga, we realised it was another milestone completed, a 1,300 mile passage all the way from French Polynesia to Tonga. And it was another achievement, another reason to shake hands, and another reason to have all that special Anchor beer.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful feeling at the end of a long passage. Yes, you're tired.
You can see the bags under your eyes in the part.
Yeah, everything just comes to an end there. And when you get there and anchor, or when you see land, it's beautiful. It's just an amazing experience of actually reaching there and the goal. And then you think about the whole passage as one. All the memories come flooding back, the good, the bad, the ugly, and you think, yeah, I'm glad all that happened, because it just creates an amazing memory and stories in your head. Just so we can share with all you, and I can talk about it in years to come. I love being at the end of a passage and then having a cold beer as well.
And the sense of achievement.
Yes,
we done it again!
Done it again!
The traditional beer at the end of the passage. I know we haven't shook hands yet, but we will do.
That's a nice Tahiti.
Tired, eh?
Yes, I'm very tired, I am. I think that's the most tired I've been since finishing a passage. I just feel totally exhausted.
Can you shake hands?
Yeah. Sweet nectar. Congratulations, Nick.
Yeah! Another passage! Yes!
Another successful passage by the Sailing Brothers. Sad, isn't it, to be leaving?
Really sad.
It's sad. It's absolutely paradise on earth here. I think we've got ourselves a giant tuna. Never had anything do this to a rod before.
Where are we going now?
36 degrees. One huge wave right over the boat, floating right over. It is what it is, isn't it?
Can't do anything about it.
No. It's amazing. Woo! Yes!